Yo, welcome back, and on today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made $172 today trading NQ as an unprofitable trader. So yeah, first thing I started doing is I mark out all of my session highs and lows along with high time frame gaps and liquidity for the day. And I do this on both of the indexes, so NQ and ES. And you know, it's 8:25 right now. And immediately what I'm seeing already is that ES is a lot more bearish than NQ. Because, I mean, this low took out this low on ES, and it never got taken out on this one. Well, I mean, it did, but this low got taken out by this low. Well, this low stayed up here instead of coming down here to take it out. So that's already giving me an SMT. So right now I am more bullish on NASDAQ and more bearish on ES. So this is market open. Market opens, and we kind of just stay in the same spot. And I notice that we're tapping into these gaps right here, and it's actually close to the equilibrium. So right now I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, all right, I think we're going to be bullish today. And then, you know, I think we're going to react off these gaps right here, and we're going to come higher. What I would really want is for ES to sweep this low, because this is a 1 hour low. And I would want NQ to stay above it. Well, actually NQ didn't even have a 1 hour low right there. All it had was London low. So if we sweep this out on ES, I'm thinking, all right, we're going to be reacting off this 5-minute gap with this sweep, and that's going to cause us to be more bullish. So then I would take my trade on NASDAQ because it's the more bullish index. All right. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait. You know, hopefully we tap into it. And this morning was kind of pretty slow. I mean, it was a slow day. I mean, you can see we barely move on NASDAQ or ES for 15 minutes. And it's like, golly. And then we're starting to see some movement on NASDAQ already. And we're looking bullish. Basically, I'm like, all right, you know, I want to inverse this gap if I want to actually be bullish. But I would still, you know, I still wouldn't mind to come down here and sweep this out and then get entries off that. So right now I'm still waiting. I still haven't got a liquidity sweep, anything like that. And we boom up. I'm like, all right, we, you know, had some candle above this fair value gap here. So I'm like, all right, still looking a lot more towards bullish than I was bearish at the time. And I noticed that ES is still sitting under this gap. So with that information, I'm like, all right, NASDAQ is 10 times more bullish than ES is. And now we go again. And I mean, it just sits here, barely moves up. I mean, what is that? 3-4 ticks maybe. So I mean, look on NASDAQ. NASDAQ isn't doing anything either. And we get this nice move up. We pretty much invalidate this gap. And what is ES doing? It's in the middle of the gap. I'm pretty sure we go down here. Yeah. All right, and then we go down here. And this is where I'm like, all right, ES hasn't inverse this 1 hour gap yet, and it's 9 o'clock. But on NASDAQ, we did inverse it because it's 9 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, we're going to, I think this is what's going to happen. I think we're going to come here. And I think we're going to, let me get my drawing out. Basically, I think we're right here. And how I think what would happen, since we kept this on ES, is that I would want us to move a little bit lower, maybe form a gap, and then retrace up, and then as soon as we break this low again, I would want to sell. That's how I'm thinking. Alright. So and then we go to, oh wait, I was already on ES. So that was NASDAQ. So again, the same thing would happen. If we were to get that stuff on NQ, we're most likely going to get it on ES. Basically, we still have this gap, and we didn't inverse it or anything. We're kind of like just tapping into it to react off of. That's how I'm thinking. So I'm like, all right, we could come down here, you know, form that gap, whatever, tap into equilibrium, and take sells here. That's how I'm thinking. So I'm like, all right, go back to NASDAQ, and I'm waiting. And I noticed this. I'm like, one of my main things that I always be trading is a continuation. So I can't really, you know, set it up yet, but once there's a bullish candle here, then I can set up my equilibrium. And basically, if we get an invalidation of this equilibrium, I'm just going to continue with the trade or continue with the trend because it wants more liquidity. So I wait, watch ES a little bit, boom. All right, and this is where I messed up at. I take, so this is my equilibrium. I kind of figure that we're going to keep this bullish candle here. And I enter somewhere around right here. You know, stop loss like right down here. Basically a 1-to-1. You know, I mean, my continuation trades are pretty small RRs. But this is actually where I messed up. Because in my mind, how I was thinking about it, I'm like, all right, NASDAQ is more bullish. I mean, just look at it. It's above this 1 hour gap. You know, I mean, it's just got to break this high right here. And as I would think, we're going to be leading on NASDAQ. But this one forms above this, which is also the equilibrium, invalidates the equilibrium, breaks the structure up. Well, we never broke structure down. But it breaks up even more. But we're still inside this 1 hour gap. So I take my trade on NASDAQ. And my buddy takes his trade on ES. Which I'm like, alright, I don't know why you would do that. And you know, I mean, he could have targeted all the way up here if he really wanted to. But I don't think he did. I think he was maybe targeting just down here. Which, I mean, still, good RR and everything. So I'm like, alright. I go back to NASDAQ. And this is, I'm already in this trade. So I'm like, alright. I mean, this thing's got to boom up. And what do? We go up. Oh my gosh, let's go. I'm like, alright. And my buddy, and I'm like, wait. It looks like ES is, you know, more bullish now. And it is. It just is. Bro was complaining about, we're barely moving. I'm in drawdown. Like, and it was like, alright. So, I mean, we're sitting in this trade here. And this is where I'm like, all right. Again, bro's still in the green. You know, he's tapping into a gap right now. This is the only thing that was giving me hope is ES was tapping into this gap, and I'm hoping that it just goes up. I mean, at this point, I'm raging to my bro. I'm like, how is it even possible that Nasdaq's more bearish now and ES is more bullish right when I enter? And I mean, I was just, yeah. And then I get ticked. I'm like, all right, we gotta break soon. So I keep it, and I'm seeing a little bit of profit, you know, while bro's just living his dream. Actually, my friend actually went break even and got stopped out and made like 10 cents today. Made like 10 cents. So I mean, he low-key missed out. He should have just kept his stop loss under this gap instead of going break even. I mean, he would have been chilling. Anyways. And then, you know, boom. I did have partials here. And I think I had partials somewhere around here. Somewhere around there. Because I'm like, I was sitting in this drawdown. And, I mean, ES is taking out this high. I'm like, alright. I kind of just got to maximize profit here instead of going for it all the way up here because we're kind of forming a bearish SMT right now. So I hit that partials. I think I only sold like one contract there. I'm still in it. And this is where my other partials get hit. This is my main partials. And I see this gap form. I'm break even. And I'm like, alright. I low-key got saved there. And I mean, ES is still kind of hovering above that one high. I'm like, alright. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. We take out this one high, and that's pretty much like, alright, I gotta go break even here. Especially since ES is now leading after it just twisted me like that. And I'm still in it, still in it. I'm really just trying to hit these highs. And I'd make okay money today. So I'm like, but I'm fine with it, you know. I'm break even. And I get stopped. Which is, you know, completely fine because I hit my partials. I'd rather hit partials, make a little bit of money, rather than, you know, lose like 500 bucks. So I mean, yeah, that was my trade today. Really kind of scalped it, I feel like, today. But I mean, that's how I feel, how I always feel when I do continuation. Because I mean, any liquidity level, it could reverse. As you can see, I mean, literally wanted this liquidity level and just reversed. Absolute monster Diddy candle to the downside. Anyways, that's how I made $172 trading NQ as an unprofitable trader. Peace.